I'm just gonna make this video short and sweet. Madrimov is a tougher fight for Terrence Crawford than Drawn in his boots. If you guys want to argue the fact, I don't know what to tell you. When you go and you watch Drawn in his boots as an amateur, you're gonna see that he makes the same mistakes that he makes today. He does the same thing, especially when he starts getting caught, guys. Watch the Gary Russell Jr. fights, okay? There's not been much progression since his amateur days. I can get into this more in depth, but I'm going to stick to what I've been saying. I see the fight playing out similarly to the Kell Brook fight. Drawn in his boots does have a good jab. He has talent. He has, he's highly gifted in things like that. But as far as boxing IQ, Crawford definitely has a significant edge. Experience, Crawford has an edge. I'm also giving Crawford a higher grade on footwork, you understand? As far as as far as making educated moves and positioning himself to land certain blows from angles that his opponents don't see. Boots is getting caught with silly punches. His daddy even told him that last night. Also, Crawford is better at hitting people in punches, you understand, during a sequence, in between punches. His daddy was also telling Boots to do that last night, and he's just not that good at it. He relies so much on standing there right in front of his opponent, letting his opponent punch, and he tries to counter. You know what I'm saying? Even the knockdown that he managed to land on what's his name did land a punch, just Boots was better, you know what I'm saying? But he was getting caught throughout the night. There was a weird sequence in the 5th round where he did go to the ground. Nobody's really talking about that. Also, before that sequence when he went to the ground, Avanesian landed like a pretty good, nice right hook. I think that buzzed or maybe possibly affected Boots a little bit. Again, later he goes to the floor. And then later after that, when he gets back up, he ends up on the ropes where this dude's landing consecutive right hands on him and stuff. Defense, guys, it's, again, I keep repeating myself on this subject, guys. What you guys say about Terrence Bud Crawford applies more to Drawn in his boots. The only thing Boots has going for him is Crawford is getting older. That's pretty much it. And again, to me, the fight does play out similarly to the Kell Brook fight. Boots' jab is going to, and timing and things like that are going to present a problem early on to Terrence Crawford. And we know that Crawford is his most weak in the beginning rounds. You know, this is where people say he starts slow and he's downloading, whatever else. But Crawford does make quick adjustments. I've done this in so many film studies, guys. Nobody's worried about Drawn in his boots. And once again, I know this is a broken record. Terrence Crawford knocks Drawn in his boots out. It's just as simple as that. Competitiveness, all other kind of attributes, X factors, we could go into this. You understand? Boots is just not that guy. And I've been telling you guys time and time again, these people that you keep propping up, they're not who you want them to be. And Boots does fall into that category. This plays out the same way. He gets knocked out and Bud does not get credit for it. Now, as far as Madrimov is actually a tougher fight for Terrence Bud Crawford. I don't know what to tell you guys. He's a lot more educated. He's got more wrinkles to his game. He knows how to set people up better. I've seen Madrimov go down low, you understand? And then he'll catch people with some crazy shots up top, but he knows how to set up those crazy shots up top. You know, he's got some tricky, crazy footwork. You know what I'm saying? And again, it kind of leaves opponents kind of off balance and guessing what this guy's going to come with. And he does. He'll come with a punch from a weird angle that opponents don't really suspect. I believe this is going to be the first opponent that actually wins more than 3 rounds against Terrence Bud Crawford. Crawford's going to have to deal with a lot of adversity in his fight. And if Crawford thinks he can typically rely on his I'm going to out machismo guys and wrestle them and show that I'm stronger type mindset, I don't think he even needs to turn to that stuff. I think it's going to work against him in this fight. He's going to have to come with different approaches and work to his strengths, not try to overcome his weaknesses, if that makes any kind of sense. Madrimov is the tougher fight. I'm sorry. It's just that simple. This guy has a better chance of beating Terrence Bud Crawford than your guy Drawn in his boots. I kept this pretty short. Typically, I'll ramble on forever, guys. You know how it is. If they do want to make the Drawn in his boots fight, go ahead. You want to see a kid get knocked out, that's on you guys. But Crawford has a tough task in front of him. He's also in a new weight class. And size does matter. You know, this is how we're going to see if this, you know, this freakish strength that Crawford does appear to have as he's been moving up the weights that he has been moving up. We're going to see if that stuff still transfers over into the 154-pound division. Madrimov's a big guy, guys. Again, this is going to be telling for a lot of us to see what, you know, and determine what Crawford's going to have to do, because again, I know he can beat the Fondors and again the Errol Spences and whoever else names that are, you know, at 154, but Madrimov, I think he is one of the tougher opponents, you know, at this weight division, and people are sleeping on this fight. Just like I told people back in the day, you're sleeping on me, machine. It's just, it's a stylistic matchup that presents itself as a difficulty that people are kind of not giving credit to, you know. Drawn in his boots, if you like that flashy nonsense, again, just look back at his amateur career. You're going to see there's not much progression. He still makes the same mistakes, and in fact, he doubles down on those same mistakes, just like he did back in the amateurs. This is going to be a good fight between Crawford and Madrimov, and I think a lot of people are sleeping on just how good this matchup is. Also, Crawford, he's going to have to be smarter and just more restraint in this fight, you know. Some of the things he's been allowed to get away with in his other fights, you know, he's gonna not be, what's the word, a lot of those opportunities and things like that, they're not going to be as abundant as they were at the welterweight divisions and other divisions he's been at. His mistakes are going to cost more in this fight than probably ever in his career. So again, he's going to have to be on his P's and Q's. He's going to have to take this dude seriously. I see a Benavidez type fight, you know. I don't know if Crawford's going to get the knockout, you know what I'm saying? I see a little bit of adversity. Again, I think it's going to definitely reach the later rounds. If Bud does knock him out, you know, Bud is just that dude, you know what I'm saying? But I do see this kind of definitely going to the later rounds. Definitely could possibly go to decision. I will talk to you guys later. Bye. That's my 2 cents.